Hi, and welcome to the You Amaze Me recording. I believe this is recording number 5, technically. I shared a guided visualization meditation practice that I had recorded during my work week for fun, and also for those of you that follow me on some other platforms where it is more mindfulness and meditation oriented. So I shared that. I decided to share that on here as just something a little extra for you to listen to. It's short, it's 7 minutes. It's a guided meditative visualization practice to support integration of new core beliefs and also within your body. So feel free to check that out. Otherwise, welcome to your time here today. This is where soul meets story or story meets soul. It's me sharing stream of consciousness from my heart and soul, creating and sharing, reflecting through different narratives. And our narratives change. I am not really exactly sure what I want to talk about today. We'll see what the oracle card shows up for us or kind of plans for us or guides us in this time. There's so many things that come up for me when I am interacting with people. And I really truly believe in the evolution that we experience through relationships. And this can be in romantic relationships, friendships. It could be mentor, like student teacher, teacher student. It could be with your parent, with a sibling. And, we all have this innate, I would say, not even longing, innate need, innate desire for connection. And I think often we believe that we are connecting when we might not fully be connecting in the way that our heart and soul longs for. Many of us learn that we need to do things a certain way or be a certain way in order to establish connection. And I learned so much in working with my clients because things they share with me bring up things in me that I maybe sometimes have these like aha breakthrough moments with them for myself, but also in then what I reflect and share back to them in how through conversations, I can kind of dissect these associations that we have, these rules that we tend to come up with likely early in childhood. One of those being, and sometimes I even fall into this pattern myself of, well, if I just share, if I self-disclose, then we're going to connect. And that doesn't necessarily mean that there will be a connection. Sometimes that falls into oversharing, over explaining in attempt to meet an internal need that isn't the other person isn't responsible for meeting that internal need. And so if we're explaining something, if we're sharing something, then that might come from the desire, the longing to be heard and understood. And then that in the brain and in the psyche might lead to or come from a place that, well, if I'm understood, then we're connected. Is that connection? I'm not here to say whether that necessarily is connection or not. There's a spectrum, and all of these things are semantics. And so even speaking in language can be hard to, not hard, but it may not land in the way that fully reaches or hits in the sensational level. And that's truly what I think we all really want to experience: connection on the sensational, energetic level. So even now, if you take a moment to pause so that you can drop into being here on this energetic, sensational level, wherever you are, however you're feeling in this moment, what is that? And sometimes it's scary to be in your body because your body may have over time experienced dis-ease, lack of safety, discomfort, anxiety, panic. And so going inward there might be resistance, there might be discomfort, there might be a stress response that's activated of my body's not a safe place to go. So why am I going to be in my body? I'd rather be in my mind, in my head, or I'd rather distract myself. I'd rather do things or numb. And sometimes that numbing sensation, that's a feeling. And you can tune into that. I'm numb right now, and that's protective. Numbing is a feeling, even if it doesn't feel like anything at all. And numb is a way for you to feel safe. So what is the energy behind what you're experiencing? So it's not just I'm going to be in my body. It's I'm in my body and I'm curious about what is this telling me? What is this signal? Because being true to self is the signals of the body in the moment. And that guides you. And that guides you sometimes to the wound of what the core fear is. And that can guide you to open up to experience what's beyond the wound. What is the wound covering? So the wound is covering something. The wound is saying, this thing that I want to feel now feels painful. So if the wound is loneliness, let's say, that I'm alone, that's covering, or that's now associated with maybe love. Maybe it's covering love because love was learned as something that was taken away, like transactional relationships or transactional dynamics. We think of as when we're kids and maybe you didn't listen and then you were sent to your room, and that's a parenting style. That's discipline. We learn that is how we teach our kids. And my belief is that we're not here to teach our children. We're here to show. We're here to nurture and nourish and support them in their growth, to show them safety, to show them gratitude, to show them love through experience, through energetic emotional sensations. Love isn't necessarily something you do. We hear this in the field, and this is just another perspective that love is a choice, love is an action. No, the choice, the action comes from love. You first need to feel and open up to love. And that exists within you and it's all around you. But when we've had experiences that are scary, or we've learned transactional dynamics of, well, now I'm going to my room all by myself. That doesn't make sense as a kid. I did something that you didn't like. I didn't listen. And so you send me to my room. Now I'm being discarded. Maybe that's a belief that develops, or that love gets taken away. It feels that way, maybe in the perception of that child. And maybe in the parent, they're uncomfortable and their protective mechanisms come in. And so their walls get up and that access to the energy of love isn't there. So then it's not felt. And if we don't feel it, then we start to develop associations, beliefs around it. Love is scary. Love isn't constant. If they're not with me, then there's no love. Maybe those are some of the beliefs that develop. And so it's less about I'm choosing love, because when we say we're choosing love, if you don't feel it first, you don't just choose the feeling. Here's something to try. Okay. I love doing this. All right, how do we start? Okay, I'm going to tell you something not to think about, and don't think about it. This is from ACT, Acceptance and Commitment Therapy. Okay. And if you're a client of mine, you've probably experienced this with me before. So don't think about a purple elephant. Don't think about it. Right now, on the spot, don't think about it. Did a purple elephant come up in your mind? Did you think about something else? Maybe. That's okay. You might be like, I'm not thinking about a purple elephant, but if you're saying it, it's there. The thought is there. A purple elephant is somewhere now in the forefront of your mind. It's that confirmation bias. It's that selective attention. You buy a red car and then all of a sudden you start seeing red cars everywhere. Did you choose that? And sometimes we set intention, and I say setting intention from a yoga standpoint isn't necessarily choosing. It's I'm planting the seed. And then are you going to watch the flower grow? It's going to feel like forever if you watch it. I'm planting the seed that maybe I see more red cars, or I'm planting the seed that I'm going to experience more love. That's not necessarily choosing love, but it's opening it up to the process of it revealing itself within you. And that's what I love about yoga. because we set the intention in yoga and we allow the poses to reveal themselves and the energy to show up. And it might take a lot of time. It might not happen in that class at all, but it might happen in the next one. So notice what happened in thinking about that elephant. Okay, next one. Make your foot fall asleep right now. Go ahead, make your foot fall asleep on the spot. 30 seconds. Is your foot asleep? Did it happen? As soon as I said, do it in the 30 seconds, are you able to do it that quickly? No, you probably feel pressure. You probably feel resistance. Like, oh, I can sit on my foot and it will eventually fall asleep, but not on the spot, not on demand. And we so strongly want this instant gratification for something to happen and to control it. I don't think my experience is that my foot hasn't fallen asleep yet. So practice that. See. Okay, next one. Okay, you're in a room. Guy walks in. Someone walks in. They smell really bad, like really bad, really, really bad. Maybe they're mean. Maybe they're nasty. Love them right now on the spot. Love them. Do you love them? Can you love them right on the spot? Can you make that feeling? You're choosing. I'm saying choose love. Do you love that person? What is love mean to you? And maybe you have that feeling because you're open, and maybe you can radiate that out towards that person. And that comes though because you've already embodied the love. So you choosing that person is a response. Choosing to love that person is a response to the love that's already in you. If that love isn't in your body towards yourself because you've opened yourself up, because you trust it and it feels safe to, and you believe in it, it's likely, in my opinion, not the real, pure, universal love. You might intellectually say, yeah, I love them because you told me to, I'm choosing it, I love them, and I can show them because I can buy them flowers, or I can spend time with them, I can give them compliments, all the love languages. And love languages are something that we learn educationally, something we understand intellectually, and our preferences for them, in my belief, stem from our conditioning and our trauma, and not necessarily the full, true essence of what you are, because it's likely a balance of all of them: physical touch and intimacy. And intimacy is beyond just knowing a person. Intimacy is I see all of the worst things in you, and I accept you, and I love you, and I care about you. I respect you. That develops over time at a slow pace to really see into a person and get them. And I don't think that's through just action and through just choice. The love develops because you're already open to it. It already exists in you. You already feel it. And from that, you choose. I'm not choosing to love you. I just love you. And I didn't choose it. We have attraction to people. We have the chemicals that come up. And why are you attracted to some people over others? And we could say, oh, it's a trauma bond and it's a nervous system response. Sure, maybe, but it still evokes a feeling. It still evokes something that can be love and some of that trauma bond or codependency. So some things to think about. All right, last one. That person that is in the room that smells, you give them a high five, whether you love them or not. That's action. Action's the choice. We have most control over that. However, if you're in a nervous system response, your nervous system shut down, you're not in the place of love or light or safety and ease in your nervous system, you might not. You might be immobilized. You might be paralyzed, or you might be overly aroused and anxious. And yes, you might still be able to give them that high five, but notice what energetic state you are in. Is it being forced? What's the energy behind it? Am I giving them a high five because you told me to? Or am I giving them a high five because I genuinely feel that I'm ready to? We don't always get to choose our thoughts. We have, on average, 70,000 thoughts a day. That's the typical person. Those with anxiety and ADHD, trauma histories, have over 100,000 thoughts per day. And some of those thoughts we're not even aware of. Some of those thoughts we fixate on and we repeat and we think about the same thing over and over and over. And that's not bad. That's not wrong. We don't need to get rid of the thoughts. It's an awareness of them. It's an acknowledging of them. Oh, I'm thinking about this again. I'm thinking about work again. I'm thinking about this person again. Am I going to be thinking about them forever? I don't know. And because I'm thinking about that, does that mean something? We put the meaning to it. Maybe thinking about that is a form of protection, is a form of safety, or because it shows you something. In our body, we can influence it, but it doesn't happen right away. So if you're here like, oh my gosh, what Amanda's talking about, this love, and I don't know that feeling, or I'm not sure. I thought it was love, but is it really love? Love is a spectrum. And it's a process. So just by being here and tuning in and exploring the why of your sensation, what is this showing me? What am I learning from this signal? What meaning am I making of it? Oh, the signal is my heart's racing. I'm scared, or I'm excited, or I'm in anxious anticipation. Is that going to be panic? Is that going to be immobilization where you don't? Maybe we say these things like, well, it's a choice, so just do it. And sometimes our nervous system inhibits that choice. And sometimes our nervous system and our protective layers block the love. And my belief is that love is the answer. The answer is you. The answer is to bring it back to yourself. And so if you're that parent telling your child to go into their room and stay there until they learn their lesson, what's on you? What's being blocked in you? If that's because you're angry, you feel disrespected, you're losing control, and then that activates your nervous system, and that love now is not as great or as big, or you don't have that access to it, that child's going to feel that. That child's going to feel, well, that love was taken away. I need to listen in order to be loved. I need to be good in order to be loved. It becomes conditional, and it becomes a transaction, as if they owe you something, as if they owe you their listening. They're kids, and we're still sometimes adults with a child in us. We are these little kids in big bodies. And some of that is beautiful because you have this childlike energy. You have this curiosity. You have this wonder, this fascination beyond the words, the essence, because we're born, my belief, in pure love. And that baby doesn't have to do anything to be considered beautiful, a delight. So connection first begins with yourself. And that doesn't mean, okay, I can't be in relationship, I can't show up with people, that I'm all of a sudden not going to do this people pleasing. And that's still going to be there, but you have a greater awareness. And then you can discern and distinguish, am I falling into patterns of, I need this to be this way in order to feel good in myself, or I need them to like me. I need. That doesn't mean you're needy. It just means your needs haven't been met and fulfilled. And you have opportunities to practice doing that for yourself by tuning inward. And that doesn't mean that you go right into your body. That's scary. That's, I'm with myself. And maybe I notice my 5 senses, that it's too scary to be in my body. So I look around. What do I see? I see the color pink. Okay. I'm with me. I'm with me and this color pink. Or maybe you squeeze something and you take an ice pack. There's a somatic exercise, placing one hand on your forehead and one hand back behind your head and opening the elbows, and you're lifting tall and stacking your spine. And you can take an ice pack to the back of your neck, or the hand back here that's on your low head, and you create that cooling sensation, and you breathe. And all you are focusing on is the experience of the sensory, the sense of it. So the sensory experience, I like to say. Life is a sensory experience beyond just our 5 senses. And so you have this inner sense, the felt sense, and it's subtle and it's soft and it's not going to be constant. It's a returning to it. It's completing the stress cycle. This thing activated me into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And then I come back out of it. And that's through slowing down and recognizing that it's okay to be activated. It's not wrong to shut down. It's not wrong to get overly anxious. How do you respond to it? Take that self-inventory. Okay, now that I talked for 20 minutes, rambled, and maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. So you have your thought, your feeling, your sensation, your action. You can influence your experience by choice, by movement, by breathing, by noticing, by awareness. And then through that, you change what you're noticing inside. And the sensation is my foot asleep, is my heart racing, is my head hurt, is my stomach feel nauseous? What thoughts are coming up? What feeling then do you have? Love is an energy. And we don't always get to choose who or why we love, what we love, but we evolve from it. When you lean into it, even if it feels like love, it in my belief, that is the love. And the love guides your authenticity. The love, doing what you love. And love doesn't just have to be about people. It can be, I love listening to music. I love going to concerts. I feel alive in that. And I think we so desperately want to feel alive. What do you love? Choose to do what you love to influence what's occurring in your body. But we're likely not going to choose what we love until we also open up to love. That's why people, when they're depressed, they feel what's called anhedonia, which is the things that they typically enjoy aren't as pleasurable. It's like, oh, I went to this concert. I was not enjoying it, but I love concerts. So what? Because sometimes it needs to be opened up. And we might need to crack open, might need to feel through the layers first, the pain, to get to the love, to look at, well, what is this stemming from? Going back to, this is why I bring things full circle, I talk on tangents, to bring things back to what is the energy behind this action? Am I speaking this with an agenda? Or am I speaking this because it's from my heart and my soul as expression without an agenda for what the outcome is? Am I telling this person that I feel, or I believe, right? I believe that I'm annoying you. Let's say, okay, I believe I'm annoying you to this person. And are we telling them so that we can get assurance of like, no, you're not annoying? That's an agenda. Or are you saying it from a vulnerable place, intimacy, into me, you see? And I took that from Danae Logan. And she probably took it from someone else, right? Now you're seeing me. You're seeing me in this vulnerable place where I am saying my inner core wound is that I'm an annoying person, or I'm an inconvenience, or that I'm too much. That's about you, not about them saying, no, you're not too much for me, or not that they need to enhance their capacity so that they can handle you. You're not something to be handled. If you're too much, think about that. You have so much power. You have so much energy. You have so much emotional expression. And that's so much to give and to share and to feel within yourself. That's beautiful. And if that leads them to shut down or to be quiet or to walk away or to yell, that's something in them. And that doesn't mean you don't care, but you don't have to shift or change or morph or do anything for them to feel more comfortable and for you to feel more comfortable. That's where the transaction occurred. That's where the learned transaction of I need to soften myself so they are more comfortable with me. Because when they're more comfortable with me, then they like me, then they love me, then they want me. Recognizing that you might have these beliefs that you're annoying or you're too much or that you're not enough. And it's so interesting to me because so many people that I work with believe that they're too much and not enough at the same time. And it's different parts of self. And both are in there. We're full of contradictions. We are full of them. And so when you go into that wound, I believe that I am too much, or I believe that I am annoying, or I believe that I smother, or I believe that I'm needy. Those were learned, but they're still real. And you need to face them, confront them. Look at yourself in the mirror and say it. Part of me believes that I'm too much. And then what does that mean? If I'm too much, I'm alone. They're not going to want me. They're not going to like me. They're going to leave me. I'm alone. And when we feel alone, we long for connection because we compensate. So then we get into, or you might get into, that you don't really want to be in, or choosing friends because you are alone. And I did that. After coming back from college, I moved back to Maryland after going to James Madison in Virginia. And I was like, all my friends have moved. Like they're in DC or they're in North Carolina or they're busy. I'm like, oh, this is lonely. What am I going to do on the weekends? My boyfriend worked on weekends at the time. So I was like, I'm going to make friends. I got to make some friends. And I got into friend groups that I didn't even enjoy. I was like, oh, that person's similar to me. That person seems to like me. And then it's just, oh, I need them to like me because I want them to like me. I want to be a friend. It's not about them liking me. I mean, it was at the time, but it's about, do I like them? Do I like them? And then showing them, experiencing that I like them, not focused on what do I need to do so they continue to like me, especially if it's not really with people that I enjoyed spending my time with. And my body is going to tell me that. My body's going to get tense. I'm going to get stressed out. I'm going to get activated, annoyed. Not that there's anything bad or wrong about them. It's I was choosing from an energy of desperation for my loneliness. But when you learn to sit and be with your loneliness in the misery that might feel like, then you open up because it's the love is with that. Love is lonely. Maybe that's what I learned, or that's what some of you may have learned. Love is lonely. And one of the loneliest things is to sit next to someone, is to be next to somebody and to still feel lonely. All right, let's spend some time tapping. I'm very passionate about this stuff. But I hope it's helpful. All the different things, even if you just take some nuggets, even if like she's talking and I don't understand everything that she's saying, but if there's something that lands, like take that. And you don't have to overthink it or like, okay, I'm lonely. I got to work on my loneliness. No, just say it. Just show up in the mirror, tap on it. We're probably going to tap on it. I'm going to pick a card. Got my cards. So the soul mirror deck. We're not going to do this for too long because it's already 30 minutes. So say it. I feel lonely and I'm okay. Even in my loneliness, I still exist. Even in my loneliness, even in my longing for connection, I'm learning that connection can still be there, even if I'm by myself, even if that person's not present. That's how we master object permanency, right? So object permanency as a young child is a skill to master. And that's when that object's not there, I know it still exists. We can say it in this way. When that person's not there, the connection can still exist. I don't need them to respond to me right away. I don't need to be around them all the time. I don't need the love languages. The love languages all involve the two people being around each other, words of affirmation, physical touch and quality time, acts of service. Those are wonderful things as a part of nurturing with each other, but you're two individuals separate. And that love can still be there even when you're not around each other. Constantly. But let there be some mystery. That keeps the passion alive. Let there be some unknowns. Let yourself feel some jealousy. Those are normal. Receptivity. All right. This is from the Soul Mirror Oracle deck. Dissatisfied and grateful. Okay. Dissatisfied and grateful. Receptivity. Love that, right? That's kind of what we've been talking about, is to be receptive. What are you taking in? Are you open to taking in energy that's right in this moment that you can bring up in your body by accessing it, by softening those protectors, by softening the layers of feeling numb because it's too unbearable to feel lonely, overthinking because that's better than being numb. Look at how miraculous our system is to create these protectors for you. Your system creates these protectors so that you don't have to feel the agony of being alone. But when you are able to be alone and know alone's not scary, alone doesn't mean there's no love, alone doesn't mean you're going to die or that you don't exist or that you're not worthy, then you're connected to everything. It's like, I'm connected to being alone. I can feel this and know that there's love still here. It's mind-blowing. And then you're just not alone because people will be there. There's times where you'll be by yourself and you might feel lonely. And then there's times when you're with people that you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to impress anything. They show up because you're you. And that love that exists with your aloneness opens you up to then act and engage in the things that you love. And that's your authenticity. Receptivity. Align with the forces of receptivity and gratitude. Become the conduit for your divine nature. The more you receive, the more you give. And the cycle of abundance will continue. Opening yourself up to receive. And from what we talked about, I believe that's this love. To be receptive is to allow the divine to pour its blessings into the cup of your being with open hands and an open heart. Open yourself up with love and gratitude to receive everything that the world has to offer, to be in alignment with who you are, to surrender to the flow of receiving. I'm alone, but I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering to this flow. And you will see the gifts, the symbols, the synchronicities, and opportunities all around you. And the process is perfect because it's not going to happen at a certain pace or a certain time or with a certain outcome. Allowing yourself to receive reflects what you're willing to honestly give from your truth. The pathway to freedom and the raising of consciousness is from your own truth and love. The power of creation will flourish and mold in the physical world. Find these gifts of eternal internal learning, growth, and healing, where every breath is a prayer of thanks and every step is an affirmation of trust. How may I cultivate this mindset of gratitude for the moment that what you have right now is enough? Recognize the blessings in life, the gifts in life, even in the challenges. They're showing you something, you're learning something, you're evolving. What steps may you take to let go of any negative attitudes or beliefs that prevent you from fully embracing this gratitude? Tap. We're going to do this. Tap with me. Tap on the side of the hand. Even though sometimes I'm dissatisfied and not grateful, I'm okay. Even though sometimes I'm not satisfied with the present moment, I accept myself. Even though sometimes I focus on what's not going my way, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself to the eyebrow. I'm honoring when I'm dissatisfied. I'm honoring when I am dissatisfied to the side of the eye and feeling tired and fatigued and unmotivated and feeling tired and fatigued and unmotivated underneath the eye and shut down underneath the nose, trying to force to the chin. So I'm not open to receive. I'm not open to receive, to the chest. And then I'm even more stressed and tense. And then I'm even more stressed and tense underneath the arm, or I'm overthinking and fixating, to the wrist, or I feel like I don't know how to do this. I feel like I don't know how to do this to the top of the head. How do I open myself up to receive? How do I open myself up to receive? To the eyebrow. It's not a how. The side of the eye. It's a noticing underneath the eye. I'm being curious underneath the nose of what's showing up, the chin, in and around my body, to the chest. I allow underneath the arm. I'm okay where I am right now. To the wrist. I breathe to the top of the head. I take in and integrate the eyebrow and make these changes on the cellular level to the side of the eye through these practices underneath the eye, because I believe they work, underneath the nose. And I'm okay as I am. To the chin. I'm receptive to what's showing up. To the chest. It's happening behind the scenes. Underneath the arms. I'm so grateful for this moment to be alive. To the wrist. And I'm okay with that, with being by myself. To the top of the head, that it's safe to feel alone. To the eyebrow. It's safe. The side of the head, creating that in my body, underneath the eye. That even if I'm alone, I still exist. Underneath the nose. Even if I'm not checking, there's still connection. Even if I'm not checking on something, there's still connection. The chin, because that's in my perception. The chest, and in my heart. Underneath the arm. I radiate with an open heart. The wrist. And the love just flows in. The divine, the love just flows in. The top of the head to the unfolding of the magic and miracles in this universe. To the unfolding, the magic and miracles in this universe. Release the tapping. Do that as many times as you need. You are receptive. You're constantly receiving at all times, even if you don't realize it or you're blocking. That's just a part of the process. Allow yourself to be where you are and know that you matter, even if you're not doing or proving or impressing anything. The connection is there despite time and space. You open up to it as an energy. That's not a choice. That's an opening. That's a becoming, because you surrender and let go. And that you don't get to choose when that happens. It will happen when you're ready. And you're on that path when you're ready, your own timeline. There's no rush. There's no finish line. You just are where you are right now. And it's beautiful. You will get there. That's the intention that you set. And then you let it unfold. And I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today and practicing with me. You amaze me. I love you. Please share this, like, comment, follow me. It just helps spread this to other people. If you're interested in the You Amaze Me shirts, you can get that from my website, amandabakerwrites.com. If you want to join the course and community where I do more tapping, meditations, therapeutic interventions and practices. And there's a whole community of amazing people in there, these like-minded souls that are going on this messy, unpredictable journey together. So check that out. And until I see you soon, I love you.